Now for a Team 10 investigation, the convictions of more than 250 violent criminals could now be in jeopardy.
And it's all because of a new fight over how DNA evidence is interpreted. Our Team 10 investigator Adam Rakusin is here. And Adam, you spoke with the defense attorney about exactly what this means for some big cases.
Yeah, and he says this is not just a local problem. This could stretch out nationally. In his case, he believes that all the DNA evidence that implicated his client would be considered inconclusive and would never have been presented in court. The DA's office argues they aren't saying the cases were done incorrectly, but they want to make sure that they got it right. Inside the courtroom, DNA can be used to convict and to set free. But what if the interpretation of DNA mixtures was now in question? Earlier this week, the San Diego County District Attorney's Office sent a letter to defense attorneys of 254 cases saying they'd like to discuss them.
These are very important cases, and we take this duty to protect the innocent very seriously.
The guilty verdicts involve cases from 2003 to 2016. All the cases involve a mixture of DNA. Here's what that means.
It could be like a hat found at a crime scene that had a mixture of 2 or 3 or 4 different people. And that evidence was used to convict the defendant.
The guidelines for interpretation on that changed back in 2011. Using that hat example,
that hat found at the scene was the sole reason we were able to connect that defendant to the case. We can now do a recalculation using the new DNA guidelines to look at the statistics on that hat.
Here's where the controversy comes in.
The district attorney's office knew about it in 2011. Now, these Dear Counsel letters only went out in January of 2018. That's more than 6.5 years after the district attorney was notified of the problem.
Defense attorney Matthew Spiritolozzi is the one who figured out the guidelines changed, but years after that happened. He says one of his murder cases would have been totally different if they'd known that at the time of trial.
The jury would have never heard that had the district attorney and had the San Diego Police Crime Lab done their job correctly and simply notified me of the changes.
Spiritolozzi tells me in his opinion the DA's office should have said something. He wonders how many other cases could be impacted. Okay, again, the DA's office is not saying that those verdicts are wrong, and the guideline change might not impact everything. DNA mixtures and interpretations, and the change is so complicated that I'm going to put an unedited part of our interview on 10news.com. Adam Rakusin, Team 10.